Subtract. That cuts both of those. Alright, this time it's there. And that one, that one. That one. Oops. Subtract. Great. And then a diagonal one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put that back. Great. Alright, removing those, and then the... that's right there. Get the reset. Probably better to do that and that and that and that and that. That cuts this and it cuts that. Nice. This one's a bit forward. Just thinking. How many things, like how many technologies do we take for granted now? Or not take for granted, but like that we just use now without really thinking too much about it. That can actually be improved a lot with not too much effort. I wonder. Because I've been using these pistons the whole time, and then lag happened, and then I decided not to use the pistons. And it turns out not using the pistons was better all along. There are like some things that I think people aren't imaginative enough about. Cars. Cars used to be one of these things, except now that Tesla has made electric cars. That's changing. What on earth? Oh crap, that's the wrong one. But like, planes haven't changed very much for a while now. Houses haven't changed very much for a while now. Cars haven't changed very much for a while now. Computers have kind of changed. Not like thoroughly, but there are new form factors, tablets, smaller and smaller notebooks. Like the good old-fashioned giant desktop is still there, mostly because of graphics cards. Ventilation units for graphics cards. I guess that is a sort of a change too. The desktop PC, like the shape of it is pretty much the same, but more and more it's become a ventilation unit for graphics cards. That's all it is. It's a case for a graphics card. I mean, if that's the case, maybe the desktop should be redesigned. Then maybe if it really should just be a ventilation unit. One of these days, the PC is just gonna be a graphics card. Why, like, I'm being a little bit facetious, but not entirely. But like, at what point can you just offload the CPU functions to the GPU? Because the GPU is so ginormous already that you just emulate the CPU on the GPU. And then you don't have a CPU. that. Although, having said that, it's not like they haven't tried making different forms for like cars and planes and houses and whatnot. It's just that the experimental stuff haven't really been adopted in a widespread manner. I don't know, maybe they haven't figured out a better way of doing those things. I do feel that moving to a electric car should change the form of the car, because you no longer have to put the engine up front. So all that space up front doesn't really need to be there anymore, right? I think Tesla cars are kind of changing in shape. Like the front of it is getting smaller and smaller. Because you don't have an engine up there. Planes, there was the Concorde, which because it's supersonic, it had to be a different shape a little bit. That didn't really work out. Too expensive. Used too much fuel. Theoretically, planes should be different shapes to be more fuel efficient. Like the flying wing is more efficient, I believe, if I understand the science of it right. Like more aerodynamic shapes. The problem is that they're more expensive to manufacture, right? Because at the moment, planes are just like a tube. It's a tube with wings stuck to the side of it, right? So the tube is just more or less uniform in radius, except for like the caps at the end. So it's like there's a fixed number of parts that you have to manufacture, and then you mix and match those parts to create different planes. You know, when you say it like that, it's kind of funny, right? So like you have the plane, there's the tube, there's the nose, there's the tail, there's the wings, and then you just like add or subtract the length of the tube, and then you like have longer or shorter wings. So it's kind of modular, right? And when you design things in a modular manner, it's easy to have like variations. You don't have to put as much effort into like designing different versions of the plane, because it just like, as I said, make it longer and wider and shorter or whatnot. But the more efficient way of doing that, of building planes, is to have like smoother transitions between, you know, the body and the wing and all that. But then that would make it less modular and therefore more difficult to manufacture. Which then the answer, obviously, is to devise a different modular system, right? Like if you don't want to have custom planes every time you build a new one, every time you design a new plane, you need like completely new tooling. That's too expensive. So you need to have a different modular system that is better than the, you know, nose, tube, tail, wings paradigm. Imagine like if we all had flying wings. No, it's kind of hard, isn't it? Because the flying wing is one continuous shape, like it's not. It's not easy to modularize. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I didn't check. Let me check. Did I check? I didn't check, right? Okay, I checked. In this sense, a train is very easy to modularize because it's just one long tube. Right, like you carry passengers, you carry cargo. It's all the same tube, pretty much. Different variations of the same tube. Maybe you can modularize the flying wing. Can there be like a straight bit in the middle? Or a flat bit in the middle? I mean, it's not making any sense because I'm not drawing a picture for you.